If you're looking for quick, cheap, easy and nutritious meal prep, then this one is definitely for you, because in this we're going to be making chicken burrito bowls that taste absolutely incredible. It's served with a Pico De Gallo, avocado, lime and basmati rice, but you can serve this with anything you want. Let's get straight into it. Please sit back, relax and enjoy. Alright, starting this off, place a large saucepan over a high heat, add in 350 grams or 12.3 ounces of washed basmati rice, 700 milliliters or 700 grams of cold water, and sea salt flakes to taste. Then give it a quick mix with a spoon to break up any clumps. Bring it to a boil, reduce the heat to low, and place on a lid to cook for 14 minutes undisturbed. Now for the chicken, we need 750 grams or 1.6 pounds of boneless and skinless chicken thighs that can be placed into a mixing bowl, and to this add in 2 teaspoons or 5 grams of both garlic and onion powder, 2 teaspoons or 5 grams of smoked paprika, half a teaspoon or 0.5 grams of red chili powder, which is optional, sea salt flakes to taste, and cracked black pepper, 10 cracks worth. Get your hands in there nice and deep like to give those thighs a good massage, then place them onto a baking tray lined with parchment paper and spread them out evenly just so they're not sitting on top of one another. This way they'll cook correctly and we'll get a nice colour on them. With that done, transfer these over to a preheated oven that's been set to 190 degrees Celsius or 375 degrees Fahrenheit and bake for 16 minutes. Next we're going to need 5 large Roma tomatoes, and you can use any tomato of your choice, and with these slice these into 3 or 4 even sized slices. With each of those slices, cut them again down into nice even sized strips, rotate 90 degrees, then dice into medium to large size pieces, leaving us with all of this. We're then going to need 1 large red or white onion that can be peeled and have its tip removed. Make thin slices across, stopping just before the root, then rotate at 90 degrees, make a horizontal slice through the center to break up the formation, and dice into nice small pieces, a little bit smaller than a tomato. And all of the scraps, including the peels, can be placed into stock. Now this is optional when you can use Serrano peppers instead, but here is 1 jalapeno that we're going to slice off the stem and just discard. Slice this in half, and you can remove the seeds if you want to, but then slice this into thin strips, rotate at 90 degrees and dice into nice small pieces. Like I said, you don't have to use this, it can be substituted for Serrano peppers, just do whatever's easiest for you. For another optional ingredient, 10 grams or 0.3 ounces of coriander or cilantro is also going to be used, and this can just be roughly chopped, and if you really don't like it, it can be left out, and I don't recommend substituting it with anything because this has quite a distinct flavour. Last but not least, we're going to need 2 large limes. These are going to be used in 2 different parts of this recipe, so with these just slice them in half and extract the juice with your hand or using a citrus juicer, just do whatever you have. Now with that all done, add the tomatoes to a bowl along with the jalapeno and red onion, the coriander or cilantro of course if you're using it, half of the lime juice and save the other half for later on, sea salt flakes to taste, and cracked black pepper, 10 cracks worth. This can then just be given a really good mix until everything's evenly combined, and I do recommend adjusting seasoning levels to your taste, also adding in more lime juice if needed, and of course here is all of the nutritional values for this. As for the next component to this dish, we're going to need 2 avocados. These are quite ripe and we're going to run a knife around the seed to open them up, and I do recommend doing this on a board just so you don't cut your hand. Twist them open and then revealing that seed, pop it out with a knife or spoon. Add the flesh into a mixing bowl along with sea salt flakes to taste, which obviously is a seasoning but also acts as an abrasive to break this up into a nice smashed avocado. Add in the remaining lime juice and then adjust seasoning levels again, mix this all through and place this in the fridge until we're ready to serve. Going back to the rice, turn this off the heat, but then leave the lid on for a final 5 minutes before removing it and being careful of the escaping steam. Use a fork to then fluff this all up, and with this ratio, nothing will be stuck and your rice will be perfectly fluffy, which can then be removed and set aside. Right about now, the chicken will be perfectly cooked through, so this can be removed from the oven and let rest for about 5 to 10 minutes for the juices to redistribute and slightly cool down, which will make it easier to dice into small pieces, or you can leave it whole or slice it into strips, it's completely up to you. Now as for serving, the first thing to go in is the soft fluffy rice, and over the top add that juicy seasoned chicken thigh. Next, place on the lime smashed avocado, and you can also serve this with some sour cream or natural Greek yogurt if you wanted to. Place over the Pico De Gallo to add beautiful freshness, and to top it all off, squeeze over some sriracha mayo or any hot sauce of your choice, or leave it out completely, leaving us with these absolutely delicious and beautiful chicken burrito bowls that will last up to 4 days in the fridge and can also be frozen for up to 3 months. Also, like always, here is all of the nutritional values for the complete dish, and I'll add some notes in the description. But with all of that done, the only thing that's then left to do is we can then dig in.